I'm Mary Ellen. I'm glad you could be with me tonight. There's been a couple of things on my mind and I wanted to talk to you about them. Did you know that student loan debt in this country tops $1.1 trillion? It's a lot of money. Forbes magazine in August of this year said that total is about 6% of our national debt. Mother Jones magazine said on June 5th of this year that the student loan debt has quadrupled in the past 10 years. It looks like this on a chart. In 2013, it started out at about $250 billion, and now it's at $1.1 trillion. From 2005 to 2012, the number of student borrowers increased 66% from 23 million to 39 million. In that same time period, the amount of the average student loan balance increased 49%, going from 16,600 to 24,800. How much college debt do you have? 2/3 of college students graduating today have debt. 1 in 10 will have over $40,000 in debt. I myself have borrowed about $10,000, and I don't anticipate needing to borrow more for my bachelor's degree. But if I knew then what I know now when I started college, I probably would have only had to borrow $5,000 to get my bachelor's degree. According to CNN, a CNN article on May 13th of this year, college graduates will graduate today with an average of $35,200 in debt for a 4-year degree. Half of the graduates polled reported it was a shock to find out that they were going to owe so much money. Keith Barnhart, Vice President of College Planning at Fidelity Investments, says that this indicates a need for 3 things. Number 1, better college planning. Number 2, more savings for college. And number 3, more research into what is the best college for you. Do we really need to rack up all this debt to get a degree? 39% of those same students said that in hindsight, they would have done things differently so they wouldn't end up with so much debt. They cited things like saving more money for college, more thoroughly researching their financial aid options, looking for ways to spend less money. I myself would have spent only what I needed to pay for college and not a penny more. Hindsight is 20/20. 12% of these graduates said that they regretted their decision to go to college and get a degree, that it wasn't worth the debt burden. Half of the students reported expecting to take 9 years to pay off their debt or more, and 7% of the students said that they didn't think they would ever pay down their debt. So, is there any solution to this problem? How can a student afford a quality education without starting out their lives in so much debt? All of us here have made our decisions, but what about our little brothers and sisters? What about our sons and daughters? What will we tell them about going to college and the value of it? I'll tell you what I am telling my 3 sons. Mother Jones also put up a graph showing in 2010 the increased cost of college. A 4-year college has almost tripled in cost and gone from $8,700 to $21,600, whereas 2-year colleges in the same time period from 1980 to 2010 have not even doubled in price. They've only gone from about 8,500 to 8,700. A New York Times article on December 10th, 2010 stated that there is data from Rand Corporation and from Brigham Young Cornell universities about whether attending an expensive elite college made a difference in the salaries of the graduates, the programs that they got accepted into, the connections they made, and the quality of their careers and their lives. Yet, this data is over 10 years old. In the last 10 years, prices have gone up 75% for college. Although this outdated research suggests that graduates from elite universities may have an edge in some of these areas, these same researchers released data in a separate report that points to a single reason for a positive response to these questions. The single reason is the probability that these students will attend graduate school at a major research university. Well, what if you don't go to a graduate school? What if you're satisfied with a 4-year degree? In 2010, the College Board published a graph and a report, and the report was called Trends in Community College Education, Enrollment, Prices, Student Aid, and Debt Levels. This chart shows total cost for community college to be $14,637, and the costs are broken up like this. Tuition and fees, $27.13. Off-campus room and board, $72.59. Books and supplies, $11.33. Transportation, $14.91. And other expenses, $2,041. I happen to know that you can, with a few simple techniques, cut costs in all of these areas. I've used all of these techniques myself, and I've saved thousands of dollars. So, here are my 5 recommendations. Number 1, attend a local community college. It's a great value. Most community colleges give reduced rates for in-state students. If you're smart, you can get through community college without ever having to borrow money or having to borrow just a little bit of money, and you can start on the second half of your college education owing nothing or very little. Number 2 is live at home while attending your local community college. You may think that your parents are bothersome and it's time for you to go, but believe me when I tell you, they are not as bothersome as $35,200 paid off for 9 years at 6 to 8% interest. Number 3, pay cash for your car. If you have to work a couple of summers when you're in college, when you're in high school full-time, pay for your car. Not only will you keep your expenses down to just gas, repairs, and insurance, but you'll have more time to study because you won't have to work so much. Number 4, textbooks. I've saved thousands of dollars using this one simple technique. Ask your professor if you can purchase the last edition. For example, we are using edition 11. I asked my Professor Schlott if I could use edition 10. She said yes. Order it from Amazon. Always order it from Amazon. Don't order it from those discount textbook places because they take forever to ship, and it's important to get your stuff on time. I've never paid more than $20 for a textbook that way, and I save like over $100 every time I need a book. So that's a lot of savings. And number 5 is bring your coffee and your bag lunch. You can save about $10 a day. Bring your coffee, bring your lunch, put snacks in your car. If you don't have a car, put them in your backpack. And I figured I'd say I've saved about $2,500 a year just by bringing my own food. Not only that, the food's not that nutritious. So, in conclusion, I hope this speech leaves you with the knowledge that college costs are going up, especially at four-year colleges. Students are borrowing more money to pay for college than ever before and starting their adult lives with a lot of debt. You can control these costs in some very specific ways in the areas of tuition and fees, room and board, transportation, textbooks, and food in order to keep your costs down to a minimum. And finally, good luck with your education. I hope you have a great experience and you launch yourself into a wonderful career. And most of all, I hope at the end of it all you feel like you got good value for your money. Thank you.